Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Jessie, and welcome to my Tiny Talks podcast, the show where we'll dive into self-love, inner child healing, and discovering your soul's purpose. I look forward to chatting with you every single week and helping you grow exponentially in all areas of your life. Without further ado, here's today's Tiny Talk. Hello, you guys, and welcome to episode 12 of Tiny Talks. I am so stinking excited to be chatting with you all today. I actually had a pretty incredible experience and just life-changing moment today, which is why I'm so excited to be jumping on here and chatting with you all. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, been dealing with a little bit of personal things, a loss in the family, just going through some emotions, but I am back, ready more than ever to be chatting with you guys. I hope you guys are doing well, getting excited for the holidays. I put up my Christmas tree literally on Halloween night. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but I was just like, you know what? I am ready to jump into the holiday spirit, into the holiday joy, and I put up my Christmas tree. So if you celebrate Christmas, happy holidays to you. And yeah, so basically the preface of today's episode is all around our energies and our frequencies and manifestation and what that means. So to kind of start us off, I'm not an expert in any of this. This is personally things that I have gone through, things that I have witnessed as I'm learning and going through my journey. And I want to be able to share that with all you guys because I think it's something that we all have the power to do within us. However, if we've never been shown these experiences or we've never been able to be surrounded with it or have had a manifestation experience, I think it's something that can be really woo-woo and can sound crazy. However, when we learn to tap into our intuition and our desires and actually feel the things that we want, some pretty amazing, beautiful things can happen. So to kind of dwell back on the past couple of weeks, I have been in a rut, and a rut like I have experienced never before. I have been feeling extremely dissociated, extremely unregulated, overwhelmed, just overall not myself. And I've been having a hard time pinpointing where this is coming from, and I kept looking outwards and judging things all around me, and everything was just wrong and irritating and just so frustrating. And it was only last night that it clicked to me that my energy and my frequency has been extremely low and vibrating extremely low. And I have a couple of theories of why this has been happening, but even just recognizing that my energy and my frequency is low really made some light bulbs go off. So if you've never seen a frequency chart of energy before, I definitely encourage you to Google it. It's basically like a graph that shows different levels of energy and frequency and the vibration at which that lives. So for example, the lowest vibration frequency you can have is shame. So a shame, for example, vibrates at 20, where at the very, very top is enlightenment, which vibrates at 700 to 1,000. So you can just see right there that there is a huge energetic difference between feeling enlightenment and feeling shame. And there's lots of things in between all of those. And so as I was reflecting last night, I realized that I had been hanging out for a few weeks in the shame and guilt and fear and anger, hanging out in that realm. And the thing about this, you guys, is when we get stuck in a realm of frequency and of energy, we spiral there. And so basically what that means is when we're in that frequency, we're actually only attracting things and manifesting things that are operating at that same frequency. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling a lot of anger. I've been feeling a lot of fear. I've been feeling a lot of shame. I've been feeling a lot of guilt. And every single one of those vibrates at 150 or below. So extremely, extremely low. And so this has been causing me to have low self-esteem, low energy, not looking after myself properly, right? You can start to see the circle there. Then depression comes in, our friend anxiety starts to come in, and we start to just spiral. And I had been living in this state for almost 2 years. When I was around 18, 19 years old, I was hanging out in this frequency for a few years without even realizing it. And once I started to learn about energies and frequencies, it literally changed my life and my perspective. And so one thing I will note is that it's okay to get stuck in those realms of energy. It's okay to fluctuate and to go down and to come back up because we're allowed to feel fear. We're allowed to feel guilt sometimes, right? That's just normal parts of being human. But the things that aren't okay is being stuck there. And the first thing that we can do to be unstuck from that is to recognize that we're there in the first place. And last night, I finally had a light bulb go off of say, whoa, 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 whoa. You've been feeling this way for a few weeks. However, when was the last time that I checked in with my energy and my frequency? And I had a really tough conversation with myself of realizing that I hadn't. I hadn't been doing things like I normally was with intention. I was going through the motion of doing things every single day, but without the intention behind it. My routine had become so scattered and overwhelming that I basically just stopped doing it, which lowered my frequency more. I didn't have as much energy to work out. Of course, I don't have a lot of energy in my body. That actually lowers your frequency even more. And so last night I had a tough conversation with myself of, okay, how are we going to change this? What are we going to do? And so I decided, you know what? A few years ago, I started listening to those positive affirmations that I've chatted with you guys about before, and I just started listening to some videos, some soft, gentle, positive affirmation videos while I took a bath and did some self-care last night. Had some good conversations where I was able to cry and release. I did a little bit of dancing. I socialized for the first time in seriously months. Things that I know are good for me. And the thing is, you guys know the things that are good for you. Sometimes they can get buried in the chaos and we push them aside. But when we know those things that bring us love and joy and peace and enlightenment, it's so important that we tap into those things often, because we can get really, really lost in the anger, in the fear, in the shame. And so what's crazy is what has happened is I've literally felt like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I feel like the universe has thanked me for bringing awareness to this. I've meditated probably 5 times in the last 2 days because I've just felt so pulled to do so and feel like there's so much on my heart that I just want to intentionally bring consciousness to. And so as I've been doing this, I've just noticed I've been feeling lighter. The thoughts coming to my mind are just nicer. Things around me are less aggravating. Things are making me less frustrated. And this is all in the span of 48 hours. That's how quickly our energy can turn around if we bring intention and awareness to it. And I will also say, if we've already established those tools. I worked for years to establish those tools for myself, so it might take a little bit longer if this is your first time ever discovering your frequency of energy. And so a huge thing that's been coming up for me and a huge block is severe stress financially. So I haven't been working since the summertime. I have a new job coming up that I'm beyond excited to begin. However, in that journey does come a lot of financial stress. The holidays are coming up, different expenses, different things, and it started to feel really, really heavy. And you guys, money is one of the biggest things that can lower our frequency. And if we think about it, money in and of itself is a frequency. If we think about money deeply, it really doesn't exist. There is not enough physical money in the world to account for all the money that we have in the systems. And that's just to put into perspective that everything is an energy. We are operating at a frequency. And so if we are raising our vibration and doing all those things that give us acceptance and love and joy, the universe is then going to send us things in return with love, acceptance, and joy. It's just like a magnet. We are going to accept and attract what we are radiating, right? So always finding those small little things. And so I've been super stressed about money. And so after I've been listening to these positive affirmations, I decided I'm going to switch my perception of money, because obviously what I'm doing right now isn't working for me very well, right? In fact, there's been more financial stress added on top of my financial stress of numbers that I have never even seen before. And I know that is not a coincidence. I know that it's a reflection of the way that my mind has been thinking. Because if we think we're unworthy of money, we think we're going to run out of it, we think we don't deserve it, guess what? We are going to run out of it. We aren't going to attract it. It's going to become heavy. Our mind is so stinking powerful in that what we think becomes our reality. Because our mind doesn't know the difference between what we tell it and what is actually true in front of us. So if we tell ourselves all these things, our mind's going to start to believe that and therefore start to attract that. And so I deeply meditate and listen to these affirmations that I am worthy of money. I am worthy of financial freedom and all the good things that I am going to do with that financial freedom. And I sat with how that felt in my heart and in my body to be in that place. Visualization work is so impactful because your body actually gets a sense of what it will feel like, so it's able to make it realistic. And I've been sitting with that, and I've been manifesting that, and I've been noticing a lot of emotions come up, and I've been crying more than ever, but it's crying in a way that I know it's releasing and not in a negative way. And so as I've been doing that, I've just been radiating that out. And this evening I was having a really, really hard night. I was crying pretty intensely, just struggling. I reached out to some family members and my partner, and I just vented because I just needed to get it off my chest. And I said, I'm not stressed about it. I'm just a little sad, but I know it's going to turn around. And I decided to use that energy because I felt more energy in my body for the first time in weeks. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pour this amazing energy and love I have right now, and I'm going to go post some things on Facebook. You guys, within 15 minutes of me posting things on Facebook, I had $100 e-transferred to me from altogether $100 from 3 different people. 15 minutes. And I know in my heart that that would not have happened yesterday, last week, or the week before, because I was not radiating at a place of love and joy and enlightenment. I was radiating at anger and fear and shame. And as soon as I switched that, the universe in return was like, here you go. See what happens when you know that you're worthy and deserving? We're going to give that to you in return. And I know that these things can sound woo-woo to some, especially if you've never had these experiences before, but I want you to ask yourselves, is there anything that you've ever wanted so deeply in your life, and you just know in your heart that you're going to have it, and you can feel what that's going to feel like? I can pretty much promise you that that thing is going to come true for you, because if your heart and your intuition and your body is telling you that it feels right and it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Maybe you've already had that experience in your life. Maybe you wanted a job so bad, even if you thought you were never going to get it. But you just kept telling yourself you were. I am worthy. I am going to get this job. I feel good about this. I have a good gut feeling. And then you got it. That, my friends, is manifestation in a short snap. Right? Manifestation has so much that goes with it. But basically the definition is essentially the act of feeling something. So basically feeling that it's yours and then making it real. If we think about absolutely anything on the planet, absolutely anything that humankind has created, that was all once an idea in someone's mind. Everything. Think of what you're listening to this podcast on right now, whether it's your car radio or your phone or the headphones in your ears, a speaker. Those were once all thoughts in someone's head that became a reality. So I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that you truly want in life? What are truly the things that you want to manifest and to bring into your reality and into your conscious mind? And really think about how you will feel to have those things. How will it make you feel different? What will that do for you? Why do you deserve to have this thing? I want you to get clear on what it is that you really, really want. And this can change from time to time. So it's going to take time to sit down and really think about this. And I've been tapping more and more into manifestation and what that looks like and what it means, because for years I was just like, that's bullcrap. How can you say that you manifested this thing and it just shows up? But that's not how manifestation works. It works in a way that it matches your frequency and gives it to you when you are ready and deserving. That doesn't just mean that the universe will up and give you something. You have to do the work for it. You have to believe you're worthy of it. And I was so excited to share this with you guys because this was such an unbelievable experience that I simply just cannot make up, and I know is true in my heart, and I truly hope impacts even one of you, to bring your awareness to your thoughts. Our thoughts control our lives so much, and we are so scatterbrained. Our minds are all over the place. We think one thing and then we're already on to the next, already doing the next. We need to slow down and organize our mind. If we can organize our mind, we can organize our body, organize our connection, and organize our energy. That is so beautiful. If you've been feeling scattered, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, feeling like everything is chaotic, I know exactly what that feels like. And I'm here to tell you that there's no better time than right now to stop and pause and reflect. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday, last week, last year, 5 years ago. That doesn't matter anymore. Keep those memories and the good things associated with it and focus on where you want to go forward. How do you want to feel moving forward? How do you want your days to look moving forward? And think about that every single day and know that you are worthy of anything that your mind can come up with. If your mind can even fathom it and think about it, it is realistic. Whatever that is and resides with you. I'm sending you all so much love and positive vibes and just good energy because I know what it's like to be operating at a low frequency. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you in my journey and my story, and I truly hope that it touched even one of you and encourages you to begin your manifestation practice, your self-love practice, self-love journey and healing and raising your vibration together. I truly think that as a collective, if we can all learn to raise our vibrations even just a little bit more, our world will be operating at such a different place and a different headspace. I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful day. Sending you all the love in the world. Until next time. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's episode of Tiny Talks. If you're looking to connect, you can find me on Instagram at JessieBrown13. I look forward to chatting with you all next week. And remember, get out of your head and into your heart.